What is going on, Scorpio? It's Chris Anthony coming at you guys live and direct once again. And this is going to be your reading for January 5th through the 15th. Definitely, so it's going to be covering this full moon that we're having on the 5th. Or this eclipse. I forgot which one it was because I'm not that deep into astrology, but a lot of people have been talking about this January 5th moon or eclipse. So, because my readings are kind of late, you guys are going to fall on that energy, which is right on time, right? It just lines up for some reason, Scorpio. And so it's going to be a general reading. It may not resonate with everybody. If it does, then do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, comment. All those things I like to see people do, it lets me know that it's helping you out or it resonates with you in some type of way. I definitely appreciate all the Scorpios that have been coming out and subscribing and liking and commenting. With the previous videos, definitely I want to show appreciation to you guys for that. If it doesn't resonate with you though, then you can check out one of the previous videos, or you can move on to one of the future videos that'll be coming up for Scorpios, or just let me know if you want a personal reading. Personal readings are open for all zodiac signs, so if you want a more direct experience with me, email me. It's in the description. Let's get right into it. This is going to be your present energies, Scorpio. What's up, Scorp? Happy New Year, by the way. Then over here, we're going to have your future energies like we always do it. And let's start off at the top. For 2019, January 5th through the 15th, Queen of Cups, you guys are starting out in your own energy. And I like this because a lot of people, for my recent readings, have been kind of like taking on their own element. Being fully in their own element. Like almost every sign that I've been doing, they've been popping up in their own reading. So I like you guys are starting off with that energy. It's crowning your reading. That's what's in your thoughts. You just kind of being yourself as authentically as you can, because the Queen of Cups definitely represents a water sign. It definitely can represent you, Scorpio. A lot of times the King of Cups represents you too. You know what I'm saying? So if it's not you, then it could be another water sign that you're dealing with, because we have a lot of court cards, which happens a lot in Scorpio's readings for some reason. So it's like, I don't know sometimes if it's just you or if it's other people that you're dealing with. We'll see as the story, unfolds. But Queen of Cups, you could be taking on, a more nurturing energy at this time. You could be, tapping into your emotions and kind of like, just kind of like being that deep emotional person that you are, Scorpio, going into the depths of your feelings and just, deep diving right now. Or just being fully in your strength, because, Scorpios have that deep emotional strength and like that, I can't even explain it, what Scorpios have. It's like invisible strength, because it comes from the depths of your emotions, and people can like look in your eyes and see that you just have this inner strength, because it's a whole inner world going on inside of you. But a lot of people don't even know that. They just look at you like, wow, you're strong, right? So that's what you're kind of like tapping into coming into the new year. Right next to that, we had the 9 of Wands. So that does represent you kind of like being in that place where you're continuing to fight the good fight at the end of the day. You're continuing to be strong within yourself, like I was talking about. You're continuing to have a certain amount of fortitude, and you're ready for anything that's coming your way, because maybe I think in a lot of past readings, some Scorpios wasn't having maybe the best time, but I don't think any of us was in 2018. It was a lot going on. So this is you taking on that energy where you're like still protecting what you have worked for. You're still ready to fight another fight. You kind of been bruised up a little bit. You've been through a lot. You have your stripes to show for it. You have your bruises and your battle scars, but you're still standing. So this is kind of like that card of still surviving. Even though there's a lot going on, you're still standing and ready to fight some more, which makes sense because you're coming out in your element. And like I said, you're taking on that emotional fortitude, that strength of the Scorpio, so you're just kind of like still standing like, okay, what's about to happen next, right? But I think the thing that's happening next, at least in recent times, is going to be that sun energy. So you have some good vibes coming your way right now. You could be feeling kind of light around this time, Scorpio. Just feeling like you want to be carefree. Let me move this down so you can see the picture. Yeah, so you could just be feeling like you're kind of carefree right now and open arms. You're tapping into your playful nature, tapping into your inner child, and just kind of like taking in that breeze, taking in that sunshine that the universe is kind of like shining on you right now. The good vibes, the good life is what you're thinking about right now. Which makes sense because we just came into the new year. You know, you're probably looking at 2019 as a brand new beginning for yourself. And you just kind of like want to do some things differently. You want to have less stress. You know, you want to have more abundance in your life. The sun card represents all of that. Abundance, less stress, you know, light energy, carefree, just loving yourself, loving the world around you, loving the people around you. And the sun kind of giving you that energy to make the things in your life grow and so that you can have some abundance. So I like that. It's also a major arcana, so that talks about influence from the universe in our world. It's happening to you right now. And then to clarify that, we had the King of Cups. So yeah, like I was saying, it could be another water sign that you're kind of, you know, dealing with right now or thinking about, because we have the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. So two court cards, you know, if this is you here and this could be like the energy that you're taking on, you know, then maybe you could be dealing with another water sign maybe. And maybe you have good thoughts about this water sign. You have a good energy facing this water sign that you're dealing with maybe, you know. Or it could be vice versa. It could be a water sign that kind of has good thoughts towards you. And they may, you know, I don't... Scorpio, you always stump me out of everybody else. Like, everybody else reading, boom, boom, boom. But Scorpio, like, I gotta actually look. Because I see so many different court cards, and it always happens. So we have the Queen of Cups. That could be the energy you're taking on, or you could be taking on the King of Cups energy, you know? But either way, I believe if it's not the energies you're taking on, you know, which the King of Cups talks about emotional mastery, you know, being at a place where you have mastered the emotions and you can use them as an asset to yourself, you know, and you're not kind of like affected by the way your emotions come up and rise up on you. It's kind of like the emotional roller coaster doesn't have such a effect on you, and you're no longer on the emotional roller coaster. I like to say you become the operator of the emotional roller coaster. So that could be something you're taking on only because you have that sun energy coming your way, and it could just be lifting you out of like those low vibrations, the low vibration emotions that we deal with and kind of, you know, put us down to our depths. I know I'm a water sign, so I know how it feels. So that could be you, or it could just be another water sign that you're dealing with. And this could just be like some type of water connection that's happening. And maybe you want to have a good feeling connection with this other water sign. You know? If it's not you kind of taking on the aspects of both of these cards. I believe it has to do with maybe another water sign. So Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, you could have that person in your life or that person on your mind, you know, and you could have some good energy when thinking about them. Makes sense. Right next to that, we have the Three of Pentacles, and see, that's why I'm thinking it's a water sign that you could be thinking about, because we have the Three of Pentacles that represents collaborations, you know, so you could be thinking about teaming up or, you know, collaborating with another water sign. You know, maybe you have somebody in your sights that you kind of just want to connect with. You feel like they maybe could be your match. Because if you're the King of Cups or Queen of Cups, you know, you could be feeling like that other person is kind of just like you in many ways. And they are a water sign just like you. They understand you and the depths of where you can go like nobody else can. And you may just feel like that is one of your perfect matches, and you're having some good feelings about it. And you could be feeling like you want to collaborate with them, or they could be feeling like they want to collaborate with you, you know, and kind of just like come together and build something, which is why some offer could be being made, because the Page of Pentacles is here, and this talks about some type of offer that could be being made. It could be a financial offer, but I believe somebody could just be making an offer, or you could be making an offer to this water sign, but you're probably taking your time when doing it, because the Page of Pentacles is kind of like, the Knight of Pentacles is a slow moving offer, but it's an offer that's based in stability that you could be taking your time on when it comes down to making this offer to somebody, or somebody could be taking their time with making an offer to you. And this offer has to do with collaboration. If it's not a emotional, romantic offer, which I feel it is, but for some of you guys, it could just be in business. You could be thinking about teaming up with a team when it comes down to your work, connecting with a team and collaborating, on some type of new project that has to do with your financial and material wealth, or your finances in general. So that could be going on, but I just kind of feel that it's some type of offer that either you're making that you're kind of slow about making to another water sign, or this water sign could be making to you and wanting to come in and work with you, but they're slow about doing it. Vice versa, either way, it makes sense. Right below that, we have the Temperance card. So Temperance represents, you getting in a place of being balanced. You having some type of balance within your inner world and outer world, especially when it comes down to your emotions. The Temperance has a lot of water in this card, and this, angel is kind of like pouring water from cup to cup, just representing balancing your emotions. And then, he or she has their foot inside of the water and one on land, which is kind of representing, the balancing of your emotions, where your emotions don't take you too far away from you being grounded in reality. So you could be working on that right now at this moment, especially if it's having to do with a certain connection that you want with another water sign, or you having to or wanting to collaborate with another water sign or make an offer with a water sign. It could be causing you to think about the way you balance your emotions, and you wanting to get to a place where you're more balanced, so that it could be a more balanced connection. And the thing clarifying it, or the card clarifying it, is the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups usually represents illusions. So maybe you have to find balance over the things that, you have illusions in. It also can represent choices. You just having some options. So maybe, Scorpio, you have options to choose from. And that's probably the reason why you could be feeling like you're out of balance a little bit. Or maybe why it's taking you a while to make an offer to this water sign, because maybe you have different choices to choose from. You have different options, but those different options could be illusional at the end of the day, because the Seven of Cups usually represents you having options and choices, but it being, clouded, your judgment being clouded with those options, because it's kind of like the allure of having different options, but not knowing exactly what's behind door number 1 or behind door number 3, door number 5, and you kind of like looking at everything like, oh, wow, well, I have all these options, but all those options may not be the best thing for you, Scorpio. So maybe you're having to balance out the way you see different choices, because sometimes we can think we have a lot of choices, maybe in love or in relationships or something like that. A lot of offers are coming in, but not all those offers are good. Not all those offers are good for you. So maybe that's where you have to kind of like bring yourself into balance. For some of you guys that are resonating with that, you have to kind of like get to a place where it's like, okay, I see, these different options, but I need to clearly see which one is the best one for me, and you're bringing your emotions into a state of balance is what's going to help you with that, because the Temperance card is right here. And bringing your emotions, being grounded within your emotions, it helps you kind of remove the cloudiness of all those options. Because if you can see the sign, is the card it's a dragon, but that's kind of like a cloud. In the regular Rider-Waite tarot, it's like these cups are inside of a lot of like smoke and clouds, and those smoke and clouds represents just kind of like being blinded by the allure of these offers. But then when you look deeper and closer, it's kind of like there's nothing there. It's kind of like a mirage, an illusion. So that's what you could be working on right now, wanting to balance out the way you see certain options that you have, balance your emotions so you can see through the illusions, the allure of certain things, and kind of like come to a place of balance. And then over here we have the Queen of Wands. So Queen of Wands represents, this could be representing another energy that you're taking on when it pertains to clarity and truth, because the Ace of Swords here represents like clarity, truth. It represents you having kind of like a new beginning in the way you view life, you know, the stance that you take, the way you stand in your truth, your authenticity. So you could be becoming passionate about being, you know, your authentic self and taking on another level of, you know, standing in your truth, standing in your power, or another way of thinking, because this Ace of Swords represents like the evolution of the mind, also having like a new beginning in the way you view your reality, the way you think, the way you maneuver through life. And with it being like an ace, it kind of represents like a clarity of mind, a clarity of thought. And that's what I was talking about with the Seven of Cups. Like the Seven of Cups usually represents not having clarity, having so many different options that you're just not clear on what choice to make, you know, or what person to choose or what direction to head in. And so you could be taking on, you know, this Queen of Wands energy because you're wanting to have more clarity in the offers that are being made, or the choices that you have, maybe in love or in, you know, maybe choosing a job or the direction you want to head in life. You could just feel like it's kind of like cloudy and you don't have a clear path for yourself right now. So you could be choosing to move forward passionately towards like clarity and gaining clarity for yourself. Because I don't feel like the Queen of Wands is another person, but it could be, you know. But I'm not picking up just a major third party energy. I am picking up different options and choices that you could be having maybe in love, because we have the Cups, and Cups represents emotional connections. So you could have some options there. So you could possibly be dealing with a fire sign also and wanting to gain some clarity with the fire sign for some of you other people. But at the same time, I think you want to collaborate with a water sign, because you have the Queen of Cups here and then the King of Cups here. And then in between these two cards is like the Sun card, which represents, you know, maybe a great connection, a connection that maybe makes you feel good about yourself, makes you feel good about life, makes you feel carefree, maybe lighthearted. And so I think you like the connection with this other water sign that you could be thinking about, and maybe you're wanting to make an offer, but you're slow about making an offer to collaborate with this person, probably because you have a couple of different options right now, and you have to gain balance within your emotions, and also move towards getting some clarity, you know, maybe in your life in general. Or for some of you other guys, it could just be that you're maybe thinking about a water sign and also a fire sign, and trying to see which one is the best one. But I don't feel that all the way. I just don't feel that for some reason. But it's possible for some of you guys, because this is a general reading. You could be between a water sign and a fire sign. So yeah, let's move on to your future energies, Scorpio. We got the Ten of Swords, we got the Nine of Swords, we got the Tower card, and then we got the Seven of Pentacles. So starting off, maybe in the near future, you could be feeling that Ten of Swords energy. That is the feeling of kind of being stabbed in the back, betrayed, just things not going as you planned it to be, you know. And maybe this could have to do with a start that you thought you were going to have it was going to be passionate, because we have the Ace of Wands here, and that usually represents a new beginning within our passions. So maybe, you know, moving forward, you probably want to have a strong, passionate, you know, beginning in something. But probably in order to get there, you kind of have to get over the past, because the Ten of Swords a lot of times represents the wrapping up of a cycle that we were in that made us feel like that. You know, that made us feel like we were just done wrong and treated harshly, and nobody was on our side, and we lost everything, and everything came apart, and we kind of like died to death. And so you could just be coming out of that energy and moving into a place where you want to start a new passionate beginning. And maybe it's with that water sign that I was kind of talking about. Right below that, though, we had the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords usually represents like being anxious about something. You know, not being able to sleep at night, being stuck in your mind, you know, being tormented by your thoughts and your mind just kind of like driving you crazy a little bit. Right? And then we had that being clarified by the Eight of Pentacles. So you could, you know, be stressed out and having anxiety about something that you kind of want to work on a little bit, that you kind of want to focus on, or something that you were focusing on and working on, but it just has you stressed out at the moment. You know, but maybe you're just stressed out about something you actually want to work on, because this reminds me of that Three of Pentacles card, which was you wanting to collaborate with somebody. You wanting to build something with somebody, and the Eight of Pentacles talks about that same energy, you being hard at work, focusing on building something. So maybe you're kind of feeling anxious about building this with somebody, or working on that connection that you want to have with that water sign, or that collaboration that you want to have with the water sign, and it's kind of stressing you out a little bit, keeping you up at night, keeping you worried a little bit. That's possible. Right below that, though, we have the Tower card, which kind of makes sense because all these other cards. But not to worry, Scorpio, because the Tower card has been in every other reading that I have done so far, you know, in recent times with this new energy. So it feels like in 2019, at least at the beginning, the universe just kind of wants to give us some type of rude awakening, some type of quick shake up, like, hey, wake up. And so that's happening with you at the same time. And it could just be because you're kind of like stressed out and anxious and thinking about the past and kind of like stuck in your mind about it. And you just need this little shake up just to get you out of that place. But it is having to do with someone getting over on you, or somebody doing something that kind of was underhanded, or this Five of Swords usually represents somebody having a victory but doing it dishonorably. You know, doing it in a way where it's kind of like other people are like, wow, like, okay, yeah, you got it, but dang, you had to do all of that to get it. So that's the type of energy. So this could be your Tower moment. Either you could be having some type of victory where you felt like you won, but you don't even feel good about winning. You know, it's kind of like you won, but at what cost? Or somebody else that you're dealing with could, you know, have done something like that to you where they won, but you're looking at them like, wow, you got it. Like you did it. You got over on me. You won against whatever you guys were going against. But it's kind of like, wow. Like, you know, so that's what the Five of Swords is representing. And that's probably what the Tower moment is going to be. Like maybe you're dealing with someone now or inside of some type of situation where somebody is trying to win at all costs, and they're like not doing it in a way to where it's like, you know, it's kind of like, ugh, like, wow. Or maybe you could be taking on that energy where you did something and it's just kind of, it wasn't that honorable. And so that could just be your Tower moment where you're realizing like, wow, I actually did that. I won, but I'm not too proud of myself, right? Vice versa, it could go that way also. So, but it is some type of shakeup that is happening, Scorpio. Some type of quick, like, rude awakening. It's been, in all the other signs, it's been kind of like swift. Like, it happened and you're like, okay, dang, okay, I need to make a change. I need to change directions. This shakeup causes you to do that in some type of way. And maybe it's needed because it looks like in the near future, you're going to be stressed out a little bit. But I think it's from something that was going on in the past, or a decision for you to move on from the past into the future, working on something, you know, maybe having a connection with somebody, having a new passion, a new beginning with something, but, you know, you're kind of stuck in your head about doing that and moving forward. And so the Tower card could come to just shake that up for you and, like, get you moving. Like, all right, it's time to go ahead and wake up. Right? And then we have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is talking about maybe you still focusing on your finances at the time because you want to become the Empress. You want to become that person that has stability within their finances. You know, so you're still waiting for your financial world to keep growing. You're working and you're kind of getting impatient a little bit about it because you're tired of being in the same position. You know, you want to be in that Ten of Pentacle place where you have, you know, everything that you kind of envision for yourself, or at least you feel closer to it. With the Seven of Pentacles, it's kind of like everything is still planted as a seed. It hasn't even begun to spring up out of the ground yet, you know, but you just have to continue to work on it. But for some reason, that could be the reason why you're stressed out a little bit too, because maybe your finances have you stressed out right now. And you're working hard trying to build it, but it just has you just stressed out because it's not happening quick enough. You know, but the Empress card is here to clarify that. So the Empress card is fertile. And so that's what you're trying to take on, is that energy of being fertile, being able to grow your finances, grow your material world, and grow your stability. And I think that is going to be happening for you in 2019. Scorpio, you just have to, I believe, get that balance within yourself, that emotional balance, that temperance, you know, and once your internal world is balanced, then it's going to bring balance to your external world. And for some reason, that's the way that it works. So I'm going to go ahead and end it right there for you guys, Scorpio. Thank you for listening. Hopefully it resonated with you in some type of way and it brought you some type of clarity. If it did, you can let me know in the comments or just like and subscribe. If you want to get a more in-depth personal reading with me, you can email me. That'll be in the description. And I'll let you know how that goes. Until next time, Scorpio, Happy New Year. I'll see you for the mid-month readings.